Who hypnotized you? Until you question what's already in your head, you will do what's already in your head. Go to school, get a job, work hard, pay your taxes, save money, get out of debt, buy a house, and invest in the stock market. Everybody who follows that program has been brainwashed. So when people say, how do I change my life? Well, you change those words. Until you question that, you're hypnotized. You'll be a poor person all your life. You're being screwed.
Yeah.
And it starts by going to school.
Yeah.
And your parents tell you to go to school.
Yeah. So
And my rich dad said, what are you going to learn in school? About money. I mean, you can learn to be a doctor or a lawyer, but you learn nothing about money. Most school teachers cannot survive in the real world. Not in my world, at least, because they don't have the mental strength, spiritual strength, emotional strength, or the education to sustain the battles of being an entrepreneur. Every time a teacher told me to get a job, I said, you gotta be kidding me. She goes, if you don't get good grades, you won't get a job. And I said, oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that, And the teacher would go, nuts. Why would you listen to a poor person? Why would you listen to a poor person about money? And that was my poor dad. Very good man, PhD. But he always says, go to school. He's trying to hypnotize me. And my rich dad, thank God I had a rich dad, he goes, you gotta be an idiot to follow that advice. So question that. You see, if you cannot think, I cannot help you. I questioned all that. Why would I save money when they print money? Money is cheap right now, zero. Get it free.
Yeah.
Why would you save it? So when you save, let's say you save $1 US or €1 or 1 yen, the banking system can lend out 10. So your dollar became worthless 10 times over. How stupid is that? So that's what I question. So how come that happens? So how do I get rich? I borrow money and I buy assets with it. The poor person borrows money and buys liabilities like purses, cars, houses, and they get poorer and poorer and poorer. It's because of the system that controls the world economy. And guys like you can't even see it. You're thinking about money. I don't even care about money. I make a lot of money because I understand the system, because it's fake money, fake teachers, fake assets, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs. I don't touch any of that garbage. The trouble is our school system trains us to be employees. It's up to the person. It's a free choice. You want to be an employee, you choose to be an employee. You want to be an entrepreneur, you choose to be an entrepreneur, but you've got to study. They're two different people. What you have to study is different. Mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, they're different people. Look at Amazon, this guy Bezos, right? He's one of the richest men in the world. Do you think he pays any taxes? Do you think Bezos became a billionaire paying taxes? When I was a little boy, I had poor dad and rich dad, and the way my rich dad taught me is just playing Monopoly. 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. I learned about money. I learned to be a capitalist, not an employee. I don't pay taxes. I use debt for money. When I was 9 years old, growing up in Hawaii, I asked my rich dad to be my teacher, my mentor, be an apprentice to him. He says, then I'll never pay you. He says, if I pay you, you think like an employee. So I had to think differently. And that's what I'm challenging the millennials right now is, you have a chance yet. Don't wait till you're an old guy like me to find out my pension is gone. So when you wonder why so many people struggle financially, is they haven't challenged the hypnosis, the words. The old guys like me, they get angry at me. So I've done that all my life. I said, yeah, that's why you're poor.
Yeah.
When I say that to adults, they get angry at me. So, well, that's what I've done. I said, well, that's why you're poor. But when I said to young people, you have a chance yet. Until they change those words, their lives are not going to change. So they get angry, but they're angry at the words in their head. So when I say I don't pay taxes, then this whole, you're cheating, you're a crook, you're a criminal comes up. And then they can't hear me. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying question the hypnotic trance put in your head, because that's what keeps people poor. If you get a job, you're an employee. If you save money, you're a saver. And why would you save money when they're printing money? And they say, invest in the stock market for your pension. Well, why would you do that? Because that's how they get your money. Like when I flew for the Marine Corps in Vietnam, and my poor dad wanted me to become an airline pilot. He said, but you love flying. I said, yeah, but I want to fly for the rest of my life. That's not right or wrong. You see, most people should be employees.
Okay.
Because most people, it's easier to be an employee. For me, it was right for me to become an entrepreneur because I was really interested in learning about money and business and economics and all this. But most employees aren't. So for most people who are employees, they should get a job, work hard. I just wanted a bigger challenge. And a bigger challenge would be to be an entrepreneur, because I'd have to learn new things. I'd have to learn 10 times more than ever, but I had to pay the price, which was get my own education, not the stuff they teach you in school. So the question is, that's what I had to do when I was in my 20s. I said, how is it the rich learn to use debt as money? That's a challenge, and the brain goes, argh. So I took real estate courses, not because I like real estate, because real estate is about debt. And taxes.
Right.
So the more debt I use, which is real money, debt is real money, the less tax I pay. It's the combination of debt and taxes. You see, the more debt I use, the less tax I pay.
Yeah.
Most people want to be employees.
Okay.
They want the paycheck and they want the pension. They want security. And I don't blame them. But unfortunately, with artificial intelligence coming in and replacing more and more people,
Yeah.
soon Uber drivers will be out of jobs too. My poor dad eventually lost his job. And then he realized going to school, getting a job didn't help him. He stepped out of the academic world and onto the streets. The cats ate him alive out there. And most people come out of school, they don't even know what accounting is. They say, oh, they taught me to balance a checkbook. I'm going, big deal. If you don't know accounting, you don't have accountability.
Yeah.
You have accountability in your life. And then you can question when somebody... tells you to invest in the stock market, I go, well, when do I get my money back? And so the average guy is coming out there, like, oh, I got an A, I went to Princeton, I went to Harvard, and the corporate America comes out and they go, boom. I don't operate according to the rules of employee America. I operate according to the rules of corporate America.
Yeah.
I never use my money. I don't need to save money. I use debt 100% of the time. I don't pay taxes. And I want the smartest attorneys, accountants, bookkeepers, bankers, politicians. I come at it as a team. The biggest thing for most young people is that our schools teach us to be ICs, independent contractors.
Okay.
Or self-employed, or even if you're an employee, you're still an independent contractor who has a job. And you do it by yourself. So that's why when I talk to young people, I say, look, it's a team sport. Much of the young world is in the selfie world, look at me, look at me, look at me. Whereas in my world, it's a team sport. I'm a rugby player. And so you could be the A student from Princeton, but I go on this field with 15 tough men, kick your ass. Just think about this, it's like a basketball team, they're playing basketball, but you went to Harvard, you have a master's, a PhD. But you're playing against 5 guys. I don't care how smart you are. Those 5 guys will kick your all day long. When we flew into combat, we flew in as, sections of aircraft.
Right.
We flew in as teams. That's the military. In school, we're taught to take our tests on our own. If you ask for help, you're cheating. And what I found with most smart people, they don't know how to cooperate. They don't know how to ask for help. Because in their brains, that's cheating. It means you're stupid. It means you're weak. I didn't have that problem because I was stupid in school, so I was asked for help. But the teacher says that's cheating. In my world, it's called cooperation.